Oh my god, what just happened? It is Sunday morning, which means I've been sleeping in, so you could kind of hear it in my voice until my phone started going off because of all the texts I got. And that is because the Montreal Canadiens just made a huge trade. It was a three-way trade with the Montreal Canadiens, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the San Jose Sharks. And it's a pretty confusing one, but one trade that I'm actually quite happy with, and I think it's just another win for Kent Hughes. Alright, enough talking, let's look at this trade. First, let's look what the Montreal Canadiens gave up. And it's pretty simple. The Montreal Canadiens gave up Mike Hoffman and Rem Pitlick. I'm pretty sure there's no salary retained either, so this is just perfect from Kent Hughes because you got rid of two forwards up front. It really releases a lot of pressure on the logjam. And it's two players that don't have a future here in Montreal. So already, I'm pretty happy because, you get rid of some players you don't need. That's already a good start. Now let's take a look at what we gained. Yeah, you're seeing this right. Jeff Petrie is back with the Montreal Canadiens. I was so surprised to see this. I thought I was in a dream when I woke up and that was the first thing I saw. I'm not too sure how that's going to work out because we have way too many young defense and I know we're missing players on the right side. But who knows, this is a very weird move, but alongside Jeff Petrie, also Casey DeSmith, who has been the Penguins' backup for a couple years now. And then we also got a forward in Nathan Légaré, which I might have just butchered his last name. But yeah, he's pretty young. I don't know much about him, but I do know he's from Montreal, so I'm sure he's real happy to be back here in Montreal. And finally, the last piece that we gained in this trade was a second-round pick in 2025. You get rid of two forwards that don't have a future here. You gain a defenseman that also doesn't have a future here, but he probably has more trade value than the two players you shipped off. You got a nice backup in return. Who knows where that's going to go? Will he break out and become a #1 goalie? Will he be another trade piece or just a backup? There's a lot of options there. We also got a young prospect and, of course, a second-round pick, which is a real good add. Now, that's it for the Montreal Canadiens side of it. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, this was a three-way trade. So let's take a step back and take a look at the trade in a whole. So, the Pittsburgh Penguins, let's start off with them. They received Erik Karlsson from the San Jose Sharks. Big trade there. We know he's been looking to move, and they finally made the room for him. They also got Rem Pitlick, Dylan Hamuliuk, not sure how to pronounce his name, and then a 2026 third-round pick from San Jose. And now San Jose, they receive Mikael Granlund, Jan Ruda, Mike Hoffman, like we sent away, and a 2024 first-round pick from Pittsburgh. So those are all the pieces for the three-way trade, and honestly, I don't think Kent Hughes is done yet. I read in a statement that Jeff Petrie was probably getting moved sooner or later, if not now, then at the trade deadline, so there might be another trade coming soon. If not with Jeff Petrie, maybe with a goaltender, because you got Caden Primo, who's going to try once again to make the roster, and if he does, then he does. If he doesn't, you have Sam Montembeault, who made his place for himself, you have Jake Allen, and now you have Casey DeSmith. There's too many goaltenders and too many defensemen. So Kent Hughes will most likely make another trade in the upcoming weeks, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, if you did enjoy today's video, don't be afraid to hit that like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Now with that being said, I'll see you all next time. Take care.